So in this video, we're going to talk about, will Bitcoin reach $1 million? I'm going to show you very basic, simple math and use case of Bitcoin to prove to you that I believe that there's literally no doubt that Bitcoin will reach 1 million. And I think 1 million US dollars is actually conservative. And that's in today's buying power. Please understand that. That's in, a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, people who believe in Bitcoin are like, well, it'll reach $1 million, but the US dollar won't be worth anything. No. We're talking about based off today's numbers and in today's buying power. The idea the currency could be inflated is just further use case. It's just further proof that it could actually reach much more than $1 million. But I'm talking about in today's US buying power. So stay tuned on this video because I'm going to cover all the details as quickly as possible. And at the end of this video, if you believe in Bitcoin and you believe in its use case as a currency for the world, then the math alone dictates that it will one day, one Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. Now, if you don't believe in the use case of cryptocurrency or a decentralized cryptocurrency as the world's currency, a single currency that the entire world uses, if you don't think that's ever going to happen, then I understand. You probably don't believe in crypto and you don't believe in its best use case, because I believe that is the best use case for all of cryptocurrencies. Particularly, we're talking about Bitcoin because it's the market leader by a long ways. So let's just look at the total current market capitalization of cryptocurrency right now. CoinMarketCap says, and some people argue that this is actually not accurate and it's actually a little bit lower than this. But even using this number, which some people say is a little bit inflated because they're going by volumes on exchanges, and some people argue that those volumes on exchanges are not reported accurately, but that's okay. Let's just assume that it is accurate. 300 billion market cap for the entire cryptocurrency market. Now, all it would take for Bitcoin to get to 100,000, one more zero, is currently valued at 10,000, just using generalizations, we just need to get to a $3 trillion market cap. Now, that may sound incredible. You're like, how in the world can we get to a $3 trillion market cap? Well, stick with me here. So if you understand that it would only take a $3 trillion market cap, and assuming that, Bitcoin dominance remains the same, and I believe actually if it becomes a world currency, then the dominance would actually be much higher than it has been currently at about 61%. I think it would actually be higher than that if it was the primary currency of the entire world, if that happened. And I believe that at one day, I do believe at one there will come a time that will absolutely happen. So check this out. All we got to do is get to 3 trillion, then we're at 100,000 in Bitcoin, one more zero. But at 30 trillion, two more zeros to the market capitalization would get us to $1 million Bitcoin. That's at $30 trillion. Now, let's talk for a moment. What is $30 trillion? I was trying to find the NASDAQ market cap. I ended up finding it in this article here. The total size of the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, the largest stock market, in the world, largest stock markets in the world, two largest exchanges in the world, are valued at roughly 39 trillion, 39.1.6, 39 trillion respectively. That was in September of 2019. It probably is more than that now, but let's just say there's 39 trillion. Now, here's the thing. You're thinking, but wealth. This is not currently, Bitcoin at this moment, cryptocurrency market cap at this moment, it's no stock exchange. This is mainstream mass adoption. Yes, I get that. That's why we're only sitting at a $300 billion market cap. But I want you to understand that if we're talking about Bitcoin becoming the world reserve currency, the number one currency that the world uses, the only currency that can be trusted because governments at some point have inflated their values away, and people and or governments are looking for something they can trust to be able to transact in that can't be easily manipulated. I'm under the belief that one day we'll get to that point. Now, when we get to that point, 31 trillion, 39 trillion dollars, this is just the stock market. This is one narrow piece. And we're talking about, and I want you to understand, we're not talking about somehow Bitcoin's going to replace the stock market.39 that it will be priced in Bitcoin at that point, essentially. So the value of that would be $39 trillion. $39 trillion. We're already over the $30 trillion right there. Now, I've got more for you, so stick with this. We're already over the $30 trillion. Bam, that's a $100,000 Bitcoin right there. I mean, sorry, that's $1 million Bitcoin right there. 10,000, 100,000. Yep, that's two zeros. 3 trillion, 30 trillion. 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. That's a $1 million Bitcoin. Done. Video over. If you like this content, hit the subscribe button. Okay, I'm just kidding. So listen, here's the other thing. This is a visualization. This chart has been done, and this guy's updated it several times. But currently, each square represents 100 billion. That's important to understand. So cryptocurrency, at the time of this, I think this was done last year, middle of last year. We've been on a bit of a bull market. Last year, Bitcoin went down to about 3,000, 3,500, and now it's at about 10,000. So at the time of this chart, the whole cryptocurrency market cap was $100 billion. That's one square. Biggest companies in the world are valued at 800 billion. 800 billion. The total. Now, again, we're not saying Bitcoin somehow is going to replace Apple. That's not what I'm saying. But we're saying that Apple will then be priced in Bitcoin, not US dollars. 800 billion. The 50 richest people in the world, 1.9 trillion. State of California alone has a GDP of 3 trillion. The Fed's balance sheet is at 6 trillion. All coins and banknotes. This is what Bitcoin would absolutely replace. But all coins and banknotes is 7.6 trillion. Now people get confused and they're like, well, it can only be a 7 trillion. No. This is currently what's available in actual coins. Understand there's far more money that exists based, for example, your house might be worth $200,000, but you don't have a liquid $200,000 and your house. You only have your house. But your house is valued at, there's a value on that house of $200,000. World gold supply, 7.7 trillion. Total stock market, 73 trillion. I mean, we're so far over 30 trillion, it's not even funny. Narrow money. The total value of the world's easily accessible money is 36.8 trillion. There you go right there. 30 trillion, 36 trillion. Broad money. The value of the world's money is 90.4 trillion. This includes coins, banknotes, money market accounts, as well as savings, checking, and time deposits. So relatively liquid bank. This is money in the bank, essentially. All the money that you have in the banks, or that is bank notes, I guess, for lack of better terms. 90.4 trillion. This is not including the stock market. That's the market capitalization. So all it would take for Bitcoin to reach $1 million is a $30 trillion market capitalization. Let's keep going. Global debt, 2.15 trillion. I mean, now your global real estate, 217 trillion. Now we're getting crazy. At 300 trillion, you're talking about probably a $10 million value on Bitcoin. Now, there are people who will speculate and they'll say it will, and there's some truth to it, right? You know, they'll say things like, yes, but you know, you can't, Bitcoin's only needed in a transactional sense. So you can't say that the total market capitalization, if it replaces the world money supply, is going to be, you know, in the hundreds of trillions. Or actually, if you go all the way down here, the derivatives market is $544 trillion. This just gets stupid. Collateralized debt obligations, $540 trillion on the high, and 1.2 quadrillion. If you want to know what 1.2 quadrillion looks like, here's 1 quadrillion written out, 15 zeros. 15 zeros. So you got 100,000. I'm sorry, you got a million, a billion, a trillion, quadrillion. So basically 1 million billion is a quadrillion, if you can follow that. But so depending on how you want to calculate market capitalization, we can clearly see 1 million. And we don't have to come down here at the quadrillion numbers. I mean, if you price that in, I mean, you're talking about, what, $100 million Bitcoin. But I believe it's possible that we'll see $1 trillion Bitcoin, because all you've got to do is look at narrow money and broad money. That's it. Total value of the world's easily accessible money, that easily accessible Bitcoin, you might as well say that, is $30.6 trillion right now in today's evaluation. So $30 trillion market capitalization of, and I'm primarily talking about Bitcoin if you're talking about money, makes it even larger. It means you can add about 40% on it because we're talking about primary money use case. Now for those, so therefore you're talking about $1 million, well, 30 trillion, I mean, 3 trillion would get you to, that's just crazy to think about. 3 trillion would get you to $100,000 in Bitcoin. 30 trillion gets you to 10 million. No, 300 trillion gets you to 10 million. Sorry, math. That's nuts. 300 trillion, 3 more zeros, 3 more zeros. So 3 more zeros. Okay, wow. So right now at 300 billion, we've got $10,000 in Bitcoin. All we need to do is get to a market cap of 3 trillion. And now you're looking at $100,000 Bitcoin. 30 trillion, that's $1 million Bitcoin. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Is this going to happen overnight? No. The primary reason that I'm in this space, like if you go below this video and subscribe to my Crypto Passive Profit Strategy newsletter, there's an entire course that I'm putting together right there. And I'm actually putting some of the finishing touches on it right now. So I recommend you go subscribe because in the next few days, you may see that come out. But that whole course is about creating passive income streams of Bitcoin. The whole primary purpose is not only to buy Bitcoin, but be able to earn income streams in Bitcoin. If you believe that the future of Bitcoin is going to go up, why would you not want to be earning a passive income with Bitcoin? Let me know your thoughts below. Do you believe that Bitcoin is going to be the world reserve currency? I would love to know what your thoughts are on that. I would love to know the viewers of my channel what they believe about that. And by the way, if you do believe in the future of Bitcoin or the future of the blockchain technology in the decentralized application space, then do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, because I've got more content like this coming your way. And if you want to earn passive cryptocurrency, be sure to subscribe to the newsletter down below, the Crypto Passive Profit Strategy newsletter. Have a great day.